How's it going, everybody? It's another episode of Light Sports Breakdown. The road to the NBA Finals we're reaching the end of the conference finals after this series, and then we're in the finals, so the road is almost done. 2 more series left, Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals, and then we have the NBA Finals. So only 4 teams remain, and then it will be 2, but there can only be 1 champion, and a lot of surprises these past couple of series. We're going to get into that talking about these next 2 matchups, but I was very shocked by 2 of the outcomes, and I still can't wrap my head around it. But that's what the playoffs are all about. The unexpected happens. When you think you know something's going to happen, something goes completely wrong, and then a team that you didn't expect to make it this far makes it. So with that being said, first matchup, Eastern Conference Finals, the number 3 seed Milwaukee Bucks face off against the surging number 5 seed Atlanta Hawks. And before we get into that series, going to backtrack to the series before. Number 3 Bucks was facing the number 2 Brooklyn Nets. Game 3 was very pivotal, and the reason why I'm saying pivotal is because Kyrie Irving went up for an uncontested layup. Giannis was at the wing by the 3-point line. Kyrie Irving went for an uncontested layup. Giannis came from the 3-point line to the paint. And when Kyrie Irving was trying to land, Giannis was there, and he had an ankle injury. And the Nets, with just Kevin Durant and James Harden, came back, and they were able to even up the series. But they just didn't have enough. Kevin Durant, they had a 3-2 lead. Milwaukee was win or go home in Game 6. They won that game, and then they went to Brooklyn. It was a back-and-forth game. The Nets looked like they were going to win it. Joe Harris looked off, and Kevin Durant was just an inch away from ending the Bucks season. He made an amazing 2-pointer that looked like it would have been a 3-pointer if he was just 1 inch away to tie the game, send it to OT, but then once it got to OT, Chris Middleton and Giannis Antetokounmpo took over. Kevin Durant just ran out of gas at that point. He was trying to do it all and to try to keep Brooklyn's title hopes alive. He missed the key shot, and the Bucks just made free throws from there, and it was all said and done. So the Bucks ended the Brooklyn Nets title hopes, and now they face a surging Atlanta Hawks team, and this was another series that I was very surprised about. The Hawks, they were down, I think they were up. They were up 3-2 against the Philadelphia 76ers with an injured Joel Embiid. He had a partial tear in his right meniscus, right knee, and went to Atlanta, was able to get the win. Back in Philadelphia, you think that momentum's shifting. You think that the Sixers, they're going to win at home in front of their crowd, and they're going to play right. But the Hawks came in. Trae Young, he was off, but the hero of the game was honestly Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter was on a tear, just making key shots, was lights out from 3-point range, and he carried the flame for the Hawks while Trae Young was just off. And like I said earlier, the key was Ben Simmons. And Joel Embiid, after the game, he said that there was this one key play. Ben Simmons was being guarded. He did a spin move and was underneath the basket. Could have went in for a layup or a dunk. Decided to pass it to Matisse Thybulle. And Thybulle got fouled. Only made 1 of the 2 free throws. They were still down by 1. And that was the key play of the game because Ben Simmons refused to shoot the ball again. And the Sixers ended up not advancing far. So it was very unfortunate for the Sixers. Got the number 1 seed. Joel Embiid's injury definitely hindered what could have been. But now the Hawks are rolling and they face a Milwaukee Bucks team. It's going to be very difficult because the Bucks have a really big lineup They have a mixture of veterans and three-point shooters, and Giannis can outwork any of the bigs on the Atlanta's roster, Danilo Gallinari, Clint Capela. It's just I think he's gonna feast on the opposing team's roster. But not to underestimate the Hawks. The Hawks have three-point snipers. They have a good mixture of rookies and veterans, and everyone's clicking. Like the magic that the Miami Heat had in the bubble, the Hawks seem to have captured that magic. And if Trae Young keeps playing the way he has been, then the Hawks could make it to the finals. I don't know if they'd win it because we still have to talk about the Western Conference and who we think is going to make it out of that series. But I don't know. We have to wait and see. And this series was very tough because I picked against the Hawks both times, and both times I was wrong. Number one defense, Knicks, let me down. And the Sixers with the best record in the league and MVP candidate, Joel Embiid, ended up not winning it. Jokic won it. But it was very tough to pick, but Giannis has to prove that he can lead this team to the finals, and I'm sticking with that. So I picked the Bucks to win this series 4-2. If Trae Young has a couple of off games, then I just think that the Bucks will capitalize. Drew Holiday will be the primary guard against Young, and it's not going to be easy for him. So I picked the Bucks. That was my prediction for the Eastern Conference Eastern Conference Finals. And we'll move on to the Western Conference Finals in the next video.